Our massive goal to DIY rebedding our frameless windows is on a time crunch. After making quick work of our 2 salon windows, we are feeling confident that we can get the next part of this project done in time to celebrate a major milestone in our life of adventure. We are Paige and Daniel, traveling with our Great Dane Winston on our 38-foot catamaran to see what lies beyond the horizon. All right, just like that, we are leaving Sadler Point Marina, leaving Jacksonville, or about to go through Jacksonville downtown, and make our way back to Fernandina to take care of some windows. In about 5 days is Daniel's birthday, and we have 2 windows we want to put on the boat before his birthday. We're under a time crunch to get all of the whole windows done before we leave for Fernandina Beach in 1 month. I think we can do it. Before we get started, I'm going to take this wax pencil and mark the inside of the window. We will use that to paint the 795 on the inside of the window so you can't see the hull. When we talk about painting the window, we talk about painting the inside of the window with 795. And the reason for that is because the window itself is tinted gray, and you can actually see through the window if it's not painted with anything. The window is currently painted with actual paint. And really the Sika is holding on to the paint and not necessarily the window. I think there's still a good adhesion on this window, but it's not really great. So you can actually see movement, and you can see where the paint is pulling away from the window.
And a lot of that's probably water still that's like trapped between the window pane, the Sika, the hull. Like there's gonna be a lot of water coming out of this.
This is lovingly called a piano wire, and this is what we're going to use to slice the window off of the boat. We've done this before.
But this is a new wire. It's a gold wire. We had this old silvery wire that was just breaking all the time. So this is supposed to be unbreakable wire.
Unbreakable gold wire!
Yeah, we're gonna put that to the test. I want to get a good spot for the wire to come in, so I'm just gonna try and clear some caulk out of the way.
It's coming off really fast. So much faster than I thought it would.
Oh, so much water. All that water coming out. Wonderful. All that more water.
This is coming off so fast.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's our new gold line or what, but yeah. Wow. Look at all that water.
My God.
We're about to come off.
Yep. Wow.
Okay, so gold line approved. Yeah, that is the fastest a window has ever come off. Even our salon windows, which were just hanging on by the outside caulk. Wow. Okay, cool. You want to put Winston inside? Just to keep him out of our way while we're moving the glass?
Certainly putting Winston inside because we're going to be moving glass. He probably won't be happy about it, but you know what? He can get over it. So, all right, Bubs, we're going to go inside. Inside. Good boy.
And this is all the wonderful paint that was holding the window on. I mean, this is like, I don't know, it's like VHS tape. It's wonderful. It's important to note, I think these windows have been rebedded before, and they were just rebedded the same way I think they came bedded from the factory. We've seen that in other places with additional screw holes, but this is the telltale sign, extra caulking lines. So there's extra caulking lines on the bulkhead where the original caulking was, and then the rebedding caulking. This is the 3rd time these windows have been bedded, I guess in 20 years of this boat. I guess every 10 years you got to rebed your windows. Hopefully we get more life out of this time. what we're using to get this stuff off is these stiff chisel knives. So they got a nice sharpie edge on it. Works pretty good.
While Daniel is cleaning the hull, my job is to clean up the window. I'm gonna scrape off all the caulk that might be stuck to it, all the paint that's stuck to it, and get it beautiful and ready for mounting.
That is one nice big piece of caulk all in one. So we have a gigantic hole in the boat. That's a big old hole in the boat. I'm not 100% sure what to do on that. We may be needing to phone a friend.
Oh my goodness. We were just saying we were gonna phone a friend and a friend just walked up.
Speak of the devil.
Here's our friend.
We have a hole in the boat.
So what should we do about it? Patch it.
Phone the Coast Guard.
Alright, let's dust it and prep the area for some epoxy. Okay, so yesterday we had a good sized hole in the boat that we needed to fix. We looked at, laying fiberglass across it, and upon consultation with friends, we just did some of this epoxy putty stuff, water weld by JB Weld. So we put that on yesterday. Today is today, and let's take a look at it. It is this nice white, the way it's supposed to be, and it is hard as a rock.
So today we are going to do it on the dock instead of on the boat because it'll make it so much easier to... So we're not trying to take this actually off the boat while it's covered in goop.
Yeah, final assembly will be much easier. All right, so here's the rub. We're going to paint the window with the 795, and then we're going to carefully move it from the table to the boat, and then just basically whoop up onto the boat. We have suction cups laid in strategic spots that they're going to hang down, and that's what we're going to use basically to keep the window up while the caulk is curing. We also have a little gapping tool to make sure that the gap between the mid window, which you see right there, and the forward window is the right 1/4 of an inch that we want. We'll also have another two orange suction cups that we can put onto that window to make sure that the back and forth gap stays where we want it. So that's the plan.
All right, so we're being a little cheeky now. In order to keep the glass cool enough for the 795, we put it in the shade on the dock. The shade of the pillar is going to keep it cool while we're working on it, so we can put it up. It should work.
Okay. So try to spread it.
Right, we're gonna jump.
So the reason why we want the window to be wet at the same time Daniel is putting on the caulk on the hull is because we want the caulk to cure together. That way it's a stronger bond and less likely to have the same issue that we had with the caulk actually only being attached to the paint that was on the window before. That's the plan, at least.
To call this stuff, the Dowsil 795, to call it caulk is a bit of a misnomer. This is a construction and building adhesive. This is the same stuff that's used to put on windows on high-rise skyscraper buildings things. So yeah, this is tough stuff. Put it underneath the bead, and then we flip up.
All right, so after we got it up, we realized that we really need a a little bit more squishing action. It's not, there's no gravity to hold it down like we had on the salon windows. We did, what, that was episode 3. So this is more gravity problems. So we're gonna get some 2x4s, duct tape, and squish it to the hull itself. That way we have a more flush mounting.
So yeah, I think we feel good. We got one more window to do on the aft.
And we're gonna pick that one up tomorrow.
Yes.
From the glacier.
We also, our window that was supposed to arrive last week still hasn't arrived. It should be this week, either arriving on a delivery truck Tuesday or Thursday or something, but yeah, it's been almost 2 months we've been waiting on this piece of glass.
Anyways, so now we pivot again, and I don't know what the pivot is yet. Is yet to be determined.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff to do.
We are not going to get that window until Wednesday, and Daniel's birthday is on Thursday, so it is not looking like we are going to get those 2 windows on before his birthday. Unfortunate, but in the meantime, while we're waiting for windows, we are going to put up some Christmas lights because 'tis the season. This might be reaching you guys after the fact, but you know, we'll show you guys how we're going to turn our catamaran into a Christmas tree.
Enjoy.
Clearly, this was my idea, and Daniel is along for the ride. All right, so here's the before picture. Hopefully we'll get the lights up tonight. All right, we got these lights. We had to get solar powered lights because, you know, we're on a boat and I wanted to be able to have a Christmas tree even on anchor. But the problem is that they're not charged because we just got them in the mail. So they're gonna have to sit out for a couple of days to charge up before we can actually have lights. And then another problem is that they are like the fairy lights. They're on like this wiry bit, and so we're kind of having a hard time figuring out how to wield them. Daniel's having fun up here. I'm pretty sure Daniel is really annoyed with me at the moment because this was my idea. I really wanted Christmas lights. I wanted to live in a Christmas tree. Maybe it's more trouble than it's worth.
I'm fine with Christmas lights. I am not fine with these wiry, stupid things. Like, this is like, I feel like we've devolved in Christmas lights. Like, we got to a point of Christmas lights where, oh yeah, they just come, you know, they come untangled, and now we're back to the point of murdering things. Yeah, should be cool. Should work.
We take a break from boat projects for adventure and silliness to celebrate Daniel's 40th birthday.
Finally, after much delay, we are here to pick up our remanufactured pane of glass. So let's go get that and put it on the boat and hope it fits.
God, I hope it fits. We've been waiting, I don't know, over 2 months for this now, so it's time.
So we have our glass. It was only slightly more eventful than we'd hoped. But yeah, we have it, and now we're gonna put it in the boat. Hooray.
We were mildly upset when they came out with an edge that was like super all crooked, but they sanded it down.
Yes.
And
they fixed it, and they took care of it, and it now meets expectations.
now if we could just make it to the boat without breaking the glass. So for those of you who don't know, a few months ago we broke a window, our first window, when we were taking it out, and we are finally getting the glass back from the manufacturer to put the window back on. Pro tip, don't break a window.
Okay, so one of the first things we have to do to get the hull ready for the new glass is to take off the plastic, which we have been using as a makeshift window for way too long. Yeah, this is really stuck on here. I probably need to get a razor blade to get in all of this here stuff Get all that off. Acetone and razor blade now in hand. Let's get cleaning this. Trying to be super careful so I don't just gouge the crap out of the gel coat. The last thing we need to do is gel coat repair. Alright, well, that sucks. Let's just hit it with some acetone, see what happens.
What am I missing?
Oh, just cleaning this.
Ugh. Did you try using the Gorilla tape on top of it?
You know, I forgot to try that trick.
Oh, that's like the easiest way to get it off.
You're right, it is.
Here are our pro tips.
Yeah. So one of the things you can use to take up Gorilla Tape is Gorilla Tape itself. It's been stuck on there for a while. So you just kind of blot it with some fresh Gorilla Tape and it really helps to get the sticky up, but it still takes time. So now we've gotten most of the super sticky stuff off, just the residue is going to come off with acetone. But yeah, there's a trick when you're using the Gorilla Tape or the duct tape to get the big thick residue. It's not really like a blotting, it's more of a press and twist and like kind of twist it off type motion. So there's a technique here.
You play with it and you just figure it out.
Yeah, we've had a Gorilla Tape on this window for what?
At least 2 months.
At least 2 months now, so it's understandable why there's a bunch of gunk.
Now, we have learned to do a dry fitting on our window before we actually put it in. So, that's gonna be the big goal. We're gonna do that next and then actually put her in.
Rotate.
Okay.
Fingers in.
Mm-hmm.
I have the top.
You have the suction cup.
Suction cup. It's always a stressful part.
All right, I am coming inside to mark the inside of the window. We find using alcohol, rubbing alcohol, not tequila, rubbing alcohol to clean the glass is the best way to get that done. One of the concerns about working in the sun is that the glass will actually get too hot. Now, we're lucky today is kind of a cooler day, so we don't necessarily have that problem, but if it sits here too long, we sure will. So, move, move, move. So we've gotten some feedback online that we should not, spread it out like this. And I just want to make sure that it is clear that we are going to be putting a bead of caulk on the actual boat. This is basically being put on the window so we don't have this clear glass that goes from the outside to the in. Let me know if that made sense. I don't know if it does.
What Paige is saying is the feedback that we've gotten is that painting the glass is the wrong thing in order to apply it to the hull. Well, that would be if we weren't putting anything on the hull to adhere to the glass. So the reason we're painting the glass is because the hull is white and the glass is clear. In previous iterations, they had just painted, like paint, on the glass. And that's the only thing that the caulk on the boat was actually adhering to. And that works for, I don't know, probably a couple of years. But this should work for much longer. Oh, I am out. Best way we found to do these, and we've done a couple of them, is to go ahead, put the new sausage in, bring it up to just where it's peeking over there, give the tip a little twist, so you have a nice edge like that, and then you just nip that tip. So it's still sealed. Got the old sausage coming out, like that, and then just on top just like that. Quick and easy and mess-free.
Is that enough room?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we're using this suction cup as a way to stabilize it as we're putting it, as we're kind of easing it down onto the window. Otherwise it goes flip, which happened on the second window.
Yeah.
It went flip.
We're walking.
Okay.
Okay. Now
It's
down.
just down, slowly, slowly.
And into the slot.
Into the slot. Okay, moving into the slot.
All right, fingers are underneath. And we're up.
Okay.
All right, there you go. So this one I think would be a good one for here.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that'll work. All right, let me show you guys what we're looking at. We want to, the reason why we're using the boards with the duct tape is that we want to make sure that it is complete, well, as flush as we can get it, with the hull, and that there is no movement when we actually push on the glass. And right now there is.
It's in. Now all we have to do is caulk it and it's kind of ready to go.
Yeah. Each of our windows, when we mount them, they have to be mounted with all the fixtures at least for 7 days before we can take off the suction cups and stuff. So,
yeah, suction cups and our wonderful scaffolding of duct tape and 2x4s.
it's so glamorous.
It's very sailor.
See you guys next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Go ahead, like and subscribe to join us in our next adventure.